Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Lecture number 12, unit number 2, matrices and determinant is the title of the chapter. The topic of this video lecture is inverse of a square matrix using elementary row operations. In previous video lecture, we find out the inverse of a square matrix using adjoint method. So this is method number 1, which we already discussed in previous video lectures. Inverse of a square matrix, inverse of a square matrix using adjoint method. In adjoint method, we use the determinant and adjoint of the given matrix to find out the inverse of a matrix. First of all, if I revise the definition of the inverse of a square matrix, a matrix B is said to be inverse of a given matrix A. Let's say if we multiply this matrix B with A from right or from left and we get identity matrix of the order A same of the order of A, then we say that matrix B is called the inverse of a matrix A, and that inverse is denoted by A to the raise minus 1. It doesn't mean that this is equal to 1 divided by A determinant, 1 divided by A. This is actually the notation for the inverse of a square matrix A. So this is the definition. Okay, in this method that we already discussed, the inverse A inverse of the given matrix A is equal to 1 divided by A determinant into adjoint of A. We use this result to find out the inverse of the given square matrix. But remember, an important point for the inverse of a square matrix is that whenever you are finding the inverse of a square matrix, first of all we need to check the matrix is singular or non-singular. First of all, you must check that the matrix is invertible or non-invertible. If a matrix is invertible, then the inverse can be found. So first we will check that the given matrix is invertible or not. So for that we need to find out A determinant. If A determinant is not equal to 0, then the matrix is called non-singular matrix, and that matrix is invertible, mean we can find the inverse of that matrix. So this is the important point while you are finding the inverse of a square matrix. Now in this video lecture we will discuss the inverse of a square matrix using elementary row operation. Elementary row operations. We will use this to find out the inverse of a square method. So the procedure is, if the given matrix is non-singular, first of all we will check that the given matrix is singular or non-singular. So first of all we will check that the given matrix is singular or non-singular. So if, now I am discussing this method, if A determinant is not equal to 0, that is the given matrix A is non-singular matrix, then we can do successive rows operations on a matrix which is in the form of a vertical bar, and on the right side of this vertical bar we have identity matrix of the same order as the order of A. So this matrix, when you are finding the inverse of a square matrix A by using elementary row operations, so we associate identity matrix with the given matrix and we do successive row operations, and after the row operations, when this A is converted to identity and on the right side of the bar this I will be converted to another matrix B. So we say that this B is the inverse of A. So this is the procedure to find out the inverse of a square matrix using elementary row operations. Okay, now I am giving an example to you, considering an example and using this method. Example: find the inverse of a square matrix A having order 3 by 3, elements are 2 3 1 in first row, 5 4 2 in second row, and in third row the elements are -1 2 and -2. You need to find the inverse of this method, the inverse of this matrix using elementary row operations. So first of all we will associate a 3 by 3 identity matrix with this matrix. So that will become, I am writing the given matrix in this form: A bar at this vertical line, and on the right side of the vertical line you must associate the identity matrix of the same order that A has. So in that case this must be 2 3 1 5 4 2 -1 2 -2 bar identity matrix of order 3 because the matrix A is of order 3. This is the procedure. You will convert the given matrix in this form. Okay, now in this horizontal arrangement 2 3 1 1 0 0, this will be considered as the first row. Then this whole will be considered as the second row, and this whole will be considered as the third row. So this is your A and this is your identity matrix. Now we will perform successive rows operations to convert this A into identity, and on the right side of the bar this identity will be converted to a matrix. Let's say that matrix is B. So when A become identity, then I become B, and that B will be said to be inverse of A. That will be the inverse of A. Now when you do some operation on any row, so this whole horizontal arrangement of elements will be considered the second row, this whole will be considered the first row, and this whole will be considered the third row. Okay, so first of all in identity matrix you see that the first element is 1. So if I interchange row 1 and row 3, so that will become -1 will be shift here, and then we multiply it with +1, so that will become 1. We need to convert these elements into 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So at that position we need 1, in these two position we need 0, in this position we need 0, in this position we need 1, in this position we need 0, in this position and in this position we need 0, and at this position we need 1. So we need to convert this into this identity matrix. Okay, so by that you see for 2 -1 2 -2, I am writing it again. So now I am doing the row operation, interchanging R1 by R2. So R1 will be R3, R1 and R3, sorry, interchanging R1 and R3, interchanging R1 and R3. You see that. So R1 will be written first, R3 will become R1. You see, I write the whole third row in first row, row 2 on his place. Now multiplying R1 by -1, multiplying R1, so this is +1, this is -2, this is +2, 0, 0, -1. So you see that this become +1. 5. Our target is to convert this into identity matrix. 2, 3, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. So what we do? By multiplying -1 to R1. Now if I do this by R2 minus 5 R1 and R3 minus 2 R1, so this matrix will become, this will become 0 and this will become 0. Just multiply 5 with R1 and subtract the element of R2 from 5 times R1. So write it as it is. Multiply -5 with this and subtract from this 5. So you will get 0. Multiply -5 with this and 4 minus -10. So you will get +14. Similarly, from here you will get -8. From here you will get 0. From here you will get 1. From here you will get 5. Now multiply the first row with 2 and then subtract the third row's elements from 2 times R1. So that will become 0. This will become 4. This will be -3. This is 0. This is 2, 0. Sorry, this is 1, 0, and there it will be 2. Now the next row operation is by I converting this into 1, because in the identity matrix at that position we have 1. So multiplying the given matrix by 1 by 14, the second row by 1 by 14, sorry, and the third row by 1 by 7. So you will get, first row will be written as it is, that is multiplied by 14, divided by 14. Now all the elements of that row will be divided by 14, and the elements of this row is divided by 7. So we get this. Now row equivalent, if I perform the row operations R3 minus R2, so that will become 0, because in the identity matrix at this place the number is 0. So 1 minus 2, 2, 0, 0 minus 1, 0, 1 minus 4 by 7, 0, 1 by 14, 5 by 14, 0, that will become 0. Now subtracting -3 by 7 from -4 by 7. So here you will get 1 divided by 7, and there you are subtracting R3 from R2. So you will get 1 by 7 minus 1 by 14 minus 1 by 14. Now multiplying this row with 7, so this will become +1, and on this place you know that in identity matrix we have +1. So multiplying R3 by 1, the rest of the 2 rows are as it is, multiplying this by 7. So you will get this. The 7 will multiply with the whole third row by 7 multiplied by R3. Now row equivalent, if I add 4 divided by 7 times R3 with R2, so this number will become 0. So the rest of the two rows, row 1 and row 3, will be written as it is. Row 3 and row 1 will be written as it is, and I am adding 4 divided by 7 times R3 with R2, so that will become 0. That will become 4 by 7. At this place we have minus 3 by 14, and at this place we have 1 by 14. Now I am dividing. Okay, now I need to convert these two into zeros. So I am doing the row operation. If I add R1 with 2R2, so you will get this. That will become 0. And here you will get 8 by 7 minus 3 by 7 minus 6 by 7, 0 1 0. 4 by 7 minus 3 by 14, this will be 1 by 14, 0 0 1 1 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. Now the last step, if I multiply R3 by 2 and then subtract 2 times R3 from R1, so you will get this element equal to 0. So R1 minus 2 times R3 is the last row operations, which will convert the matrix on the left side of the bar into identity matrix. So this is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, and on the right side of the bar the matrix will be minus 6 by 7, 4 by 7, 1 by 7, 4 by 7 minus 3 by 14, 1 by 14, 1 minus 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2. The row operation here is we perform minus R1 minus 2 times R3. R1 minus 2 times R3. So you see that the matrix is converted into this matrix is converting this is the matrix B, and you see that this is the identity matrix. So this matrix B is the inverse of the given matrix A. So this B will be denoted by A to the raise minus 1, mean inverse of A, and that is equal to minus 6 by 7, 4 by 7, 1 by 7, 4 by 7 minus 3 by 14, 1 by 14, 1 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. So this is the inverse of the matrix. This is the inverse. You see it? This matrix is the inverse of this matrix, and this is the process of elementary row operation, using elementary row operation to find out the inverse of a square matrix. So you can do successive rows operations on such type of matrix. You need to attach the identity matrix of the same order of the given matrix and perform the elementary rows operations, but this will be considered the whole first row. This is the second row, and this will be the third row. So you see that when I perform the different rows operations, so on the right side of the bar this will convert to a matrix which is the inverse of the square matrix, and this is the identity matrix. So this is the way to find out the inverse of a square matrix using elementary row operations. So by studying this example you can solve the exercise 2.3 question number 2 part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4. This is the homework. Thank you.